I have people in. I'm starting with a number, which is odd for me. Hello to everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. I have got a plan to try and make this not like a giant cow hat and do the other blowing out building. Hopefully I'm going to finish that tonight. So thank you for being able to come to join me. It seems to evolve. I don't know what happens to the algorithm thing, that little thing anyway, because it changes it. So I could actually be talking to nobody, but there you go. That helps. Hello, Ellie. So now I know I do have one person, and I know this person. So how are you this evening? And I hope you've been enjoying all the wonderful weather we've been having, because I should imagine you've been taking one hell of a beating on the rain front, because we certainly have. And usually if we have, then you've taken a bigger one, which is not good. So I hope everything's all good with you. And this is the eclectic bird himself. Good evening, Evie. Hope you're doing all right. Temperatures at the minute it's 11 degrees Celsius. I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit. However, what I do have an idea of is it's a lot of dry brushing tonight, by the way, people, again. So it's going to be essentially that, and hope we haven't done it too heavy again. Try and bring out the rocks, and oops, that one's too heavy straight away. Because I'm an idiot. And I should have tested it on there first, which will be removed from the ruins, by the way. And Mick T, good evening. Cheers, mate. In fact, that's just reminded me, I've not posted the link, have I? I have not. So hopefully, yeah, it's not going to look like a giant cow pat anymore, because if I turn it that way, basically it just looks like a giant shit. And it's not the effect I was going for, funnily enough. So yeah, let's stop it looking like a big shit by trying to see if we can polish it. Essentially, tonight is let's see if we can polish a turd and put it to the test. And that tink 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 from the background is my amazing Mrs. Laz making me a cup of tea, because I forgot, even though it was early tonight, even though it was really early tonight. They had everything else ready apart from the obligatory. I didn't have a cup of tea. So I'll move that out of the way, and then I can bring the cup of tea in there at the bottom. So he's going to be off camera at the moment, so hopefully I won't get it mixed up with a water jar. Cup of tea's right down there, so fingers crossed. Yeah, no mixing the brew in the water jar. That's the plan. I know anyone new watching thinking, how can you get that water jar mixed up with the cup? My cup's about the same size as the water jar. I have a big cup, all right? It's huge. But for copyright reasons, I'm not going to put it on because, well, Disney are cunts. And they don't deserve the free advertising. Let's just say it's a big cup and it's not a Sports Direct cup. I can't have it yet, Alison. I can't have my tea. It's literally just been made, and I do not have a mouth made of asbestos like my missus, who can drink a brew pretty much as it's just been made, and I even go near it now. I'm just, yeah. I don't fancy screaming like that live on YouTube, put it that way. Because I do prefer to take a larger gulp. I don't like, and it'll be horrible for the microphone as well if it was just to sit there and sip at a mug of tea. It'll sound horrible. I'm guessing this sounds horrible, me brushing this. Although that might be why I find it quite relaxing, because if I'm doing dry brushing, I do have this quite close to the microphone. And maybe I've just figured out why. I'm going to have to ask. Unless she pops in. If she pops in, I'll ask her. Yeah, essentially, Ali, yeah, he's going to burn fucking roof off on that. So I'm gonna leave it for a couple of minutes, and yeah, to save myself the embarrassment. Because let's face it, I am doing something quite geeky up on YouTube. There's only certain amounts of embarrassing things you can do at once until the body goes into a bit of an overload. So, see, the hill was done quite quickly, and that worked out actually a little bit better than I thought. I'm going to have to double check the tone of that brown because I've used a different brown than the other hills. So I may have to put an orange-ish over it. But that seems more natural, though. That seems... I'm going to have to put some... See, I might have to put some more... I have kind of... we will come to the building in a moment. That's going to take a lot more work. However, looking at this through the camera, because it's weird looking at it... I basically I should be wearing my glasses and I'm not. So the camera helps me. Awesome. Looking at it through the camera, I can see some bits that I've missed or have been chipped since I've done it, which I'm not happy about and worth repainting. And I can also see that there's a difference. And I don't know if anyone else can spot it, but there's where there's less brown and these smaller brown bits coming through, like on let me turn it around on this section. Greetings, how are you doing, Saf? Let's see if anyone else can actually notice it. It seems more natural there than there. So this is always a learning process because even I'm first time doing giant cowpats as hills. So I think I'm going to have to add a little darker tones to there. And see, that's not too bad. That's not too bad, but we'll see. We'll see. Although that should be what is essentially the fourth hill now. Complete for what I have set up for tonight. I wasn't expecting to have that little revelation regarding color tonage and patterns and natural formations. So it's a little epiphany tonight on how to create these things. But damn it. That's probably not the best timing to have that is right at the beginning of the stream when you're thinking, could just make... No, I can't. I'm supposed to be finishing the building, as Ali pointed out by asking about it. Thank you very much. Right. So the hill is done for tonight. I need to put the hill to one side. Didn't think this far ahead, though. Aha! Hill can go where the building was, which is on top of the PC. Probably not the best place to put heat insulating foam on top of your PC, but it's nowhere near the power supply. Should be okay. Right. Building. Still need that. Probably the best kind of version of me turned up tonight as well, which is the completely scatterbrained and has no idea of what the hell he's doing. But, okay. Well, I hope they kick in. Well, do a hate. Just kind of leave me on and just go to sleep. See if ASMR works. See if the dry brushing of going over and over and over again actually works. You can be another test subject, sir. Because I've yet to figure out how I get that, how that effect works. I've no idea. Oh, crap. I was also supposed to be doing something else. In fact, no, if rather than pinning it, I'm just going to see if anyone wants the link, then please just say so. Yeah, fair enough. If you feel the need to have to ask questions while you watch, that is more than welcome. That is more than welcome because it gives me something to actually talk about rather than waffling complete and utter crap. But it won't stop me waffling complete and utter crap, don't you worry. If no one's actually saying anything, I do try and actually talk about something. at the dry brushing. I'm using the bigger brush this time because I know it goes damn lot fucking quicker. And knowing that I can use the excess board from the actual building, which is now on display, and I will bring closer to the camera as I'm going through each layer so you can actually see how. Right, okay, so that's not bad. Okay, excellent, that's going to work. Right. Now, I chose that one because it's the smallest one, and before I actually do the dry brushy stuff, which I shouldn't use that much, I need to actually paint the brushes in. Not the brushes, the bricks. God, I can't even talk at a minute. I'm talking while I'm trying to think, and for some reason, can't do it. Yeah, I need to actually paint the bricks in with the brown and the green first on the actual building. So, good test one to use the smaller one. I probably should have used that side rather than that side, but never mind. How many hours have gone into this build so far? I could probably sit and work it out, but I'd have no, sorry, it'll just make the stream a bit, pardon me, a bit longer. How many models and musings have I done on terrain, essentially? And then probably add another 7 or 8 hours. So how many models and musings have I done on terrain? I have no idea. Let's have that was a Gunpla one, so that's what, 2 hours 15. So I call it 210 plus another 2. Yeah, quite a lot. There's about another 4 hours on top of that, so that's 8. Then I have a big Tyranid thing, didn't I? And then I had the other building, which is 6. Another race about 16, 19. Plus making the bricks as well. So, right. In total, I probably could have done this in 24 hours if I'd have sat and just gone at it for a full 24 hours. But that was physically impossible because of drying times. So, along with drying times, which in some cases was anything up to a day, really. Yeah, about a week in total time for it physically, but because I've not been working on it every single day, it's took fucking ages. Okay, now let's actually read the chat that I can that I can see, because I can't see the one on my phone because of the bright light in my eyes. JV, how you doing, man? And Nick, thank you both for coming in. As I said earlier, if anyone wants the link, let me know and I shall send it. JV, it is almost prophetic that you have shown up, because I was mentioning your name not only earlier and how much I would enjoy just having your company again, my friend. So yeah, if you would like the link, let me know, because I have not spoke to you for months and it's been way too long. And I know you're a busy man. So if at this moment in time you have the ability to pop up, just say so. Yes, Saf is off to speak to some extraterrestrials, I believe, as soon as the mothership arrives for him. Happy voyages when it does, by the way. So I do actually get to use the big blob up now. Luckily, because I do have the outside terrainy bit to dry brush. Now, I did glue some extra things into that, which I will point out in a minute because I've just dry brushed them. And I've tried to make some bits look a certain way if I can. Now, this is where a big brush isn't good because I'm trying to get into essentially a doorway. The doorway's freaking tiny, especially when they've got to fit essentially that through it. Yeah, and even that doesn't fit through because of the bloody axe on the back of it. So let's try and paint in that doorway and that rubbly bit around there. Now, I've had to make a bit of a compromise with this build as opposed to the other one. The other one I went all out. It's a minimal model ruin. It's not supposed to hold a huge unit. It's supposed to be there as a huge line of sight blocking thing. This one, I kind of wanted the opposite. I needed something that could actually, a unit could stand inside and quite a thingy. The paint I'm using is acrylic. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Acrylic paint. This is a specific brand called Duncan Rhodes Painting Academy. He used to work for Games Workshop as a painter. And after he gained a bit of a nickname within the Warhammer community for being called Duncan Two Coats, he went onto YouTube and gained enough fame and popularity on his own so that he could essentially launch his own paint range. And yeah, so he did. And when I went to buy my ivory, which I would normally get at Vallejo, I would normally get that one, which is a very old bottle, but the dropper bottles are useful, so I'll wash them out. I decided, seeing as they didn't have the Vallejo in stock, I would give this one a go. And in all fairness, I'm not as impressed with it. You don't get as much, which sucks. Value for money is always a good thing. And you get more in the Vallejo than you do in the Duncan Rhodes for the same price, essentially. So, yeah, fucking for that. And going off the effects that I'm getting as I'm doing this, now I'll bring it a bit closer to the camera as well. It's also given a more powdery look on it, which I'm not as happy with. Let's come through and show you now. Now, which is the best angle to get it at? Right, okay, as you can see, these barrels and the barricade with extra pieces that are on it that have been obviously hodgepodged in, and the barrel is halfway wedged in, and there is another one on this side here. Essentially cut one barrel in half, and then how can I get this thing is a little cumbersome at the moment. Yeah, cut one barrel in half and just glued it in place. Just adds a little bit more character to it, but it does mean I've got to put some color in there and in there, so two different color barrels, easy enough. Not sure what to do. Might just paint one silver and then wash it and try and rust it, and do one like the green, which will be used pretty much over it because I've got crap loads of Death Guard green, so I might as well use it. Or I could paint them both Death Guard green. I'm not sure. Kit Bash Carnage, hello, welcome. Thank you for coming in. It is a bit of a kit bash. We're using a TT Combat basic structure absolute shed ton of foam bricks on the outside and some plaster, essentially, with some extra bits thrown in. Chopped up barrel, as you know, kit bashing is easy enough to do that with. And we're making ruins, which is awesome. And now we're up to the painting brick stage, which I don't like. I don't like. Good evening, Buzzard. Thank you for joining, man. Thank you for joining. So yeah, bricks. No, I'm not going to paint them all. I don't paint them all. It's just, I've laid them all. I've put them all in one by one. I don't have the patience to sit there and paint every single bit. I can't do it. So yeah, it's going to be a couple of greens here or there, a couple of browns here or there, dry brush over the top, and then hopefully we'll have time to make the homemade herb and PVA mix, so we can put moss on as well, and that'll be awesome. So first of all, is green, and where have I put my brushes? They are here. Yeah, white brush. And palette. I'd say greens. I've got brown. I've started with brown. I wasn't paying attention to the color I actually opened because we're both new pots. So yeah, never mind. So I did do this as a tester, so I'm going to have to go back over it at some point. That is, yeah, need to sort that brush out. That brush is way too wet. And it's not a particularly great brush, but it'll do for the purposes of painting in a brick. I just made a fatal error. I almost painted 2 bricks the same color there, right next to each other, and that is not a good idea, because then it fucks up the comic book illusion, which is not good. Certainly not good. Yeah, that one. Okay, moving headphones, definitely a good idea. Not good to have them in camera. Definitely not a good idea to have them in camera. Browsing on that one. This one should be easy. That one. That one. And that one, even though the paint screwed up the line between the 2 bricks. We'll have to put it in myself and brown brick only on there. Okay. And here's the problem with 3-story buildings. You end up with one. And oh yeah, this time I forgot about that. This time I've actually got a pipe coming out of the wall, haven't I? I didn't have that on the other one. I forgot all about that one. Yeah, and thank you very much, Kitbash. This is the second time I've attempted this, and actually, speaking of that, for everybody, if you remember on the first one that I did, I accidentally melted the foam because I got a bit eager after Mod Podging it, and I didn't let it dry fully. And when I sprayed it, it ate away at the foam a little bit, and it kind of looked like rock erosion. And the eagle-eyed amongst you may have spotted that I have somehow managed to replicate it again across the same area, just not quite as heavy. So yeah, I've managed to get the spray to eat away at the foam again, but look at me, it's worked out in the exact same way. I was trying to avoid it again, but hey, what was I say? Happy accidents. Bob Ross was right. Wash your brush. Yeah, it's way too wet. So do that. If it's going to have any effect, it would have started 20 odd years ago. So it's a very old habit of putting brush in my mouth. At least I don't get paint streaks anymore because I've learned to wash my brushes more, which is good. And now, no worries, Saf. You have a good night, mate. I hope you're all safe and get yourself all rested up. I'll speak to you in a bit. And not a problem, Ali. People get calls. It happens. It does happen. I hope no one calls me right now because it'll be quite inconvenient, but it happens. I don't think I've had a call in the middle of a stream before. I've definitely received messages, but I've never had a call, which is handy because this is my phone, and I'm not sure how it would like the mic conflict. I think it would give priority to the call, but I'm not sure. It doesn't matter anyway because that's not the microphone. The microphone's down here. Ta-da! Ah, crap. So I don't actually use the phone for the microphone at all anyway, so that doesn't actually matter. So you'd probably end up hearing the call unless I was smart enough to mute it. And tonight I don't think it would be. How's that? I've got to do some green on it, but something's telling me I need a bit more brown. Okay. So yeah, back to the big side. Well, I say the big side. You got the fat ass down there first. Sorry. It is absolutely huge, which is why after laying all them bricks, I'm not painting them all again. Mod Podge with black paint is best way to just clear through the whole lot. Just one go. However, there has got to be something said for those that do sit there and literally painting every single brick, and it does look fantastic. However, if I was going to do that, I'd prefer to do the etching technique where I just paint the entire sheet first and then it's done. Good evening, Lee. Good evening, long time no see. How are you doing, man? I noticed you've still got the Metcalf going. I've not been able to catch the lives, but I've been looking up a few as have been popping up, and some of them were quite interesting. I didn't manage to finish watching the one where you putting together that card hut this afternoon, though. Was it this afternoon? I'm not sure. One more brick, and it should be down there. Yeah, because I can cover this section with the green and mix it in. Not sure what to do about this pipe though, because I forgot about it pretty much. Yeah, just completely passed me by. Looking at the color of it, I'm thinking I paint it silver. No, more fine brown than dry brush it silver. I'm going to have to come back to that and paint it out because I don't know where the more fine brown is. I have no idea where it is. Well, I have some idea. I'm just not 100%. Thin side, easy enough. And that's the other thing with these really long builds. Well, these builds, they do take such a long time, especially when, I mean, Saf asked earlier how long it's took for this thing in total. And as I said, for everything in the project, which has been the hills and the buildings, as that's not including all the pre-made Games Workshop terrain that I already had through before I started putting together my own. Yeah, it's like there's at least a week's worth of work gone fully into it. just it's very, very spaced out because I'm doing it and I don't rush anything. Because if you rush it, you mess it up easier. And I prefer not to mess it up easier. I mean, I rushed the hills to start with, and they were a complete and utter mess by the time I'd finished them. They were not really anything worth, yeah, for the amount of time that I put into it and what I did with it. They should have been better than I thought. So I saw some outside help, I must admit. It was kind of useful and not useful at the same time because essentially we brainstormed it between us. And because when I asked him how he fixed his, he told me basically he scrapped it and just rebuilt. So fair enough. But we brainstormed how to fix the hills. So we fixed the hills. Hurrah! And I forgot where I was going with this. Oh yeah, and then so now I'm trying to finally get to the point where I've got enough to fill a fucking table with terrain. Because I've kind of always had the enough pieces technically, but it just looked crap. Unpainted Games Workshop terrain, MDF kit, just put together kits, untouched. The whole point of these things is immersion. It's escape from reality. It's an escapism. So you're supposed to suspend your belief while you're within this. Do blah 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 blah. We understand how entertainment works. We're not stupid. We're grown-ups. Grown-ups. I purposely tell this thing not to show it to kids because I swear so fucking much. And as well as other things. Good evening, Kirsty. Aha, I have other moderators in now. I don't have to rely on just EB, who I believe is trying to go to sleep. Not a problem, Kirsty, not a problem. I'm just nice to know that I have multiple moderators in case for some unknown reason my number skyrockets through the roof. There's somebody at least half sane as well as you. I'm only joking. I know you're more than half sane. As I said, more than one. I did say I have more than one now. I think I've got 3 of you in here in total who've mixed all around. If mixed all around, then I have 3 moderators in, which is brilliant, because should that thing ever emerge and that time ever happen, then it's like I'm going to so rely on you guys so much because, well, you know what I'm like with chat. I'm not the best responding necessarily quickly to chat, and it takes me a while to see. 4. I have 4. I have more moderators than I have viewers. Well, it means that I trust people. I trust my viewers. I trust my viewers. I trust their judgment. I trust the point that they can moderate themselves. There's 4 of you in there. You all know not to act like assholes, and you all know how to be nice to each other and to have a conversation that is befitting of this channel. I don't begrudge swearing. I don't stop people swearing when it is relevant. So, yeah. Especially long-term viewers, and, well, I kind of can't not make JV a moderator, because he's the reason I'm actually brave enough to go up on camera on YouTube in the first place. So kind of rude not to go, here you go, mate. So yeah, you got him to thank for my face. Got any hate mail, any tweets or anything, JV's Hangouts. If you want to post a link, dude, go for it. Yes, that is where I found out that I could actually talk on camera live on YouTube. It's also where I decided that editing is not for me. Yeah, you are damn right on that, AB. Yeah, you should definitely be more like. I should never have got on that panel. I should never have been let loose on the internet. I should have been left in a little chat box under the control of moderators that can go, yeah, okay, he didn't mean anything bad with that one. No, he was being a dick with that one. And that's where I should have stayed. But no, JV let me up. And I think that was the first time I heard the word cunt so many times on his stream. If not, it was definitely the second time he let me up that he did. Actually, JV, as I said, I was talking about you earlier. It was almost fortuitous that you showed up this evening. The discussion was if you was to actually do a Friday night again, how many people would actually show up, not only for the chat because of where it would now, it would get put out there quite quickly to various places because you have now reached a much wider audience and your legend is quite established. So you'd have no doubt a plethora of people wishing to come up. No doubt that you could possibly start with what you might even classify as a good panel to start the show with if you was to do one now. Not now, but do another Friday night JV. However, I think that would only be because of its scarcity, and it's been so goddamn long since there has been one, and to be quite honest, it was at its time slot a very good show, a very good panel show, but a very good show as well. Because stuff would happen, you'd have things, and it wasn't always just people talking. So yeah, it was. I think it could work again, but you's a busy man, so you ain't always got the time. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. That is high praise indeed. That is very high praise indeed. EB, I expect it. I expect it to, but for me, no, that is very high praise indeed. Thank you. So we figured out how to rein in me. How to humble me is to bring somebody into humble. Well, how to start me out is to bring someone in to humble me. It's a very easy way to start me out quite quickly, apparently. Anyway, back to the painting. This fucking pain in the ass. It's gonna sit and haunt me if I don't do it. I don't think it'll haunt me once I've done it. He's got to find somewhere to store the damn thing, yeah. Which is still yet to be figured out because at the minute, the hills and the other building are sat on a chair in my kitchen. Not the safest place in the world, in all fairness. And I said, yeah, if anyone wishes to come up, just say, give me the link. Mainly because I'm not sure about being able to click pinned links in post streams. So I'd rather just give the link out at the minute because call it paranoia, call it what you will. Finish the rest of the lyrics however you want. And if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, then it doesn't matter. Because I ain't singing. You've heard my singing voice at least once. And although I do sing around the house, I am not singing live on YouTube often if I can help it. Because you don't deserve that. You really, really, really don't deserve that. I can feel it again now, Ali. See, I can touch it. I can feel it again. It's awesome. It's great. Well, I say I can feel it again. It's still numb from like fingernail to the tip. I can't actually feel it, but no, it's not gone fully black. Yeah, it's just numb. It's been numb since, I don't know how long now. But it's not fallen off. The fingernail's not gone fully black, so I'm taking that as a win. Remember, pardon me. Yeah, if you're gonna choke and die and do stuff like that, don't do it live. Just small hit people. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad now. The thing is, I do bite my nails, so it has been trimmed back quite a lot. So it grows relatively quickly as well, which is possibly why it's still hurting and back here, because it's not fully healed back here, but he's moved the nail along. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just happy that I still have a nail on it and I can still use my finger. It's awesome. Note to self, don't trap your hand between the bin and the wall again. It's not a good thing. Right, now for the big one. And the big one comes right up to the camera because of the size of the freaking board it's on. So, how am I going to do this? Because I need to see it, but so do you. I didn't plan this as well. Don't tell me about that. I'm just hoping that there doesn't end up a video on Facebook of me using my lawnmower as a strimmer to cut my garden. That's what I'm hoping. Because my lawnmower's crap. It is absolutely fucking useless as a lawnmower. However, it is still technically a solid motorized blade with a couple of handles. So as long as you can pick it up and move it and maneuver it in the fashion that you want to, there is no reason why you can't use your lawnmower as a strimmer. So I do. And it works. It just looks a little odd. I don't have a big garden anyway, so old crappy little, I don't say crappy, a small little lightweight Flymo thing is perfectly fine for my garden. Certainly would not want to do EBs or JVs or pretty much anyone else's with it, to be quite honest, because even over here, these people up the road that have gardens 2-3 times the size of mine would not what I like to do theirs. Even my dad's garden, which is not far from me, is huge compared to mine. And he has a back garden as well, which is about the same size as mine. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. What was the topic? I've forgotten now. I've gotten off track. Who got me on mowers? Oh, you got me on mowers. See, I did learn, JB. I did learn. Yeah, don't necessarily always put the link in chat. Sometimes I do. If it's particularly slow, and I think somebody might turn up because I've been going on for a while, then if it gets a bit later on, maybe I'll throw it on, because there's a possibility that, for instance, yourself, Blake, Squirrel, EB, because you're all in the American time zones a little bit later, there's more of a chance of one of you wanting to just come in, and then rather than me stopping mid-flow to... The easiest one, of course, is if Captain came up, because if Captain says, yep, give me the link, then after that, he can click people up and down. He also helps me by telling me to pay attention to the chat as well. But I have not spoke to Captain, and I didn't manage to catch his last stream, so there's another one I need to catch up on. Luckily, JB came in tonight, though, so that was nice. That is nice. I say was nice. It is nice. It is nice because he is still here, as far as I'm aware. He didn't say goodbye or anything, so I'm assuming he's still there, dude. But I never know. I'm too used to talking to what is technically tells me 0, and I'm never 100% sure because it says 0, and then about 3 comments go ding, 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 and I'm like, okay, lies. So a little number up there lies to me all the time. Okay. Barrels. I'm going to have to do them tonight, aren't I? Yes, I do use spray paint, JV. It's how I've managed to get. Let's see if I can actually put it up to the camera. And I don't know if you can see that some of this is actually melted and looks. You can't see it as well at the moment because of not dry brushed it. But some of these foam bits have actually melted because the propellant from the spray I managed to get behind what is the PVA coating that I give it, and I still managed to affect the foam and start to melt it a little bit, which is what happened on the last one. Neither time was it intentional, but both times it's turned out okay. So I'm not complaining. But mostly it's black spray, and it's more for convenience than anything else. If I had an airbrush, then I wouldn't use spray paint. The only reason, because normally I would use, well, I say normally, when I have an airbrush, I would use the black paint over the white primer, or the white primer sometimes dry brush over the white paint, over the black paint. But usually it would be prime white, spray black with an airbrush. But my brother-in-law took his airbrush back, so I don't have one at the moment. Yay. So it was a propellant, which, as I said, happy accident. Awesome. And it caused that effect. So yes, I use spray paints, but only when I have to. I would much prefer to use an airbrush 99% of the time. In fact, trying to get that effect, duplicate the effect off those, to get the melting foam to look like almost weathered, to look like worn weathered stone, is the only time I could think of to actually use spray over an airbrush. Airbrushes are far superior. You get a lot more control. Which, if I was to do this, if I did this with an airbrush, these places would not be here, which will be eventually painted black, just so they blend in. But there will be no details necessarily going within the inside of the building, because most of the time I expect the other floors to be on top. And I will address something that may be asked when I get onto the other floors. In fact, I might actually go get the other building in a minute just to demonstrate what I'm going on about. Get into the melted cap here. That's gonna need the right. That green point is gonna be the mossy point. It's gonna have to be the mossy point. And I'm going in reverse order this time for a very specific reason that is already in my hand. And seeing as it's the biggest pain, I'm going to get it out of the way first so I can let it dry. And then I can come back to dry brush it. And it'll be dry in time for mossing, which is going to get most of the moss done. The sale of them is an easy question. Yes, I would sell them for the right price. Every man has his price, so yes, I would sell them for the right price. It's ridiculous. Anybody who says no is fucking liar. The problem is transportation, if someone genuinely wished to buy it, and given my status on YouTube and Instagram, I would, depending who the buyer was, I would question the motives of the purchase. Yes, so yes, I would sell them, but their main function and their function at the moment, their primary function at the moment, is to be a piece of tabletop terrain for me to play Warhammer 40,000. If I was able to sell, say, if someone was to buy the 2 ruins for, I don't know, 50 quid a piece, if anyone did, 50, and they paid postage, because of, I dread to think what it would be to post these 2 things because of multiple parts and fragility, and oh god knows what. I know they're just a posting nightmare. But yeah, so something that was well worth my while to do, to sell, and because I could easily remake and replace for that cost with room to get other things to make other stuff and be able to expand and essentially do the whole point of a YouTube channel. If you're going to have a YouTube channel, then you reinvest into it. But yeah, the main point is to, at the moment, is to be my terrain so I can play and attempt to put a game together but edited. I'm going to have a go at editing, trying to edit a battle report. Mrs. Last is going to help out by playing the other side. She's playing the bugs. She's playing Tyranids. I've just recently built the Space Marine side to build it, to face it. So I'm going to be touching up the Space Marine side before it comes to that. See you later. Thank you very much for joining me, and much appreciated. I hope your build goes all right as well, because it was looking good. So yeah, hopefully. So Mrs. Less is going to play the bugs. I'm going to play Space Marines. And rather than doing it live and you having to watch everything and essentially I'm going to do small little videos or small little snapshots and then put it all together into what hopefully is a much smaller and easier to understand battle report. I hope. But I've seen my editing skills, and I will quite happily say they are lacking. I do need to spend some more time editing. Problem is, although I can focus on stuff like this, when it comes to actually focusing on editing, I find it rather difficult to do at certain times. So I'm not actually spending the time doing it, which is a big problem, because I have tools available that would probably help me. being able to pick up, drag, chop, move, copy with a stylus as opposed to a mouse might be easier. Although I'll have to. JV, how are you with editing? Oh, stupid fucking question. JV, would a stylus help with a with editing as opposed to a mouse if you could macro buttons? I can't do a 15-hour video. There's not a chance. Nick, I've got to take medication before I even come up and do this one. Just to make sure I don't like injure myself or fucking fall off the chair or something. It's because I'll just sit there for half an hour not being able to move. There's no way I could do a 15-hour video. So yeah, I'm gonna have to edit the. That's why I couldn't do the essentially do the battle against Senscape really in one game. Well, I wasn't 100% on the rules, but I was also medicated, which was making it difficult for me to keep track of things. When I play Mrs. Laz to do this, I'll play at a time when I'm a little more lucid and I can track the game and I can keep going of what's on. No. Never compare me with that piece of shit, please. As you said, it would be more interesting, it'd be more entertaining, more educational, and Big Brother is for window licking morons. And if you watch Big Brother and you are watching this in the future and you think, oh, that was offensive. I grew up in the 1980s and 1990s. Go fuck yourself. Now, that was more offensive. If it wasn't, you can use a fucking traffic cone or a pike. I'm in a unique situation here, however, JV. I am left-handed. So when I use a stylus, I use it with left hand. However, when I use a mouse, I use it with my right hand. I can't use a mouse with my left hand. I don't understand why. It just doesn't feel natural. So I use the mouse with my right hand, which in turn means I'm not as accurate. So the stylus giving me the ability to use my dominant hand may be a benefit. Or at least that's what I'm thinking. Being left-handed is such a shitter in general because the world's pretty much set up naturally right-handed. I mean, you can go into settings and set it up left-handed if you want. But if you go into a shop and just buy a standard pair of scissors, usually set up in a right-handed manner or an ambidextrous manner, which never fucking works. The ambidextrous ones just end up and they're always crap. So yeah, they're set up in a right-handed manner. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Only a little. You get used to it, especially by the time you get to my age. It's like, oh, okay, fair enough. You do develop a certain degree of ambidexterity, but for more controlled usage, you definitely wish to be using your dominant hand. So yeah, I was thinking maybe the stylus would help with that. Because you can essentially use it as a mouse. It does have a click and a left and right click on it, and it has multifunctional macro buttons that are available across the actual tablet that you use to write on. Well, which represents the screen, should I say. Now, if anyone's spotting anything that's not been done out of place, you just go, lads, you've missed a bit there, mate. Feel free to go, yeah, you fucked up a bit there. You should have done that, and that. I'll read it. I'll consider it. I might even do it. But as I do like to say, this is not a democracy. I got to say, the rule of a dictatorship is far more convenient for me on a YouTube channel. Good evening, Angie. Good evening. Again, I will, if you wish to link, let me know. I'm running the. I'm going to try giving the link out for a bit and not give it to everybody. So yes, if you wish to come up, please let me know, and I will see to making that happen. Now I've taken it off camera for a moment because it's the big long side, and I need to do the bottom bit, and I'm not going to be able to get it on camera at the same time as being able to paint it. So I'll put it back on camera in a second. I'm just touching up a couple of the bricks that are green as well, that are a bit duller than I thought they were, particularly that indented one. I mean, I am using Games Workshop's Death Guard green. Asthma green, because it's not as bright and vibrant as some others. I mean, a lot of others, in fairness. It's not like full on grass green. It's nothing like this actual top surface. Now, is that cheers, lads? Yes, you want the thingy, or are you just saying cheers, lads, because that's a greeting in America? You're going to have to be much more specific. I'm British. Hello or yes, please. Much easier to understand, especially for me. Not only I'm British, I'm also a little bit slow. I wouldn't say slow, is yeah, lazy mini painting. So putting effort into a thought that shouldn't require thought is, yeah, I don't like doing that. My head's full of enough crap as it is. Please don't make it worse. And you're thinking, yeah, how much crap is it full of? Not only do I play Warhammer 40,000, I play Magic the Gathering as well, people, and Dungeons and Dragons. I also like music and films and books. Some documentaries. I like some animals as well. My head's full with all sorts of fucking shit. I know some cuts for diamonds and stones and precious metals. I know how to test for stuff. I know how to do stuff. I'm a semi-trained pawnbroker, by the way. So yeah, my head's hit loads of stuff. Okay, back to the chat. I can actually read. Auntie, you was having a cookout. You see, I am a slow British. Oh yeah, you're not. You're Euro. I keep forgetting that about the. Yeah, I always forget there's a border. I'm sorry. Island's island. To me, there's no border. I don't know. There's a huge difference between Belfast and Dublin, but if I'm going to Ireland, I'm going to Ireland. I'm sorry, the Irish are the Irish. If you piss them off, no whether you're north or south, they're gonna punch you in the face and possibly buy you a whiskey afterwards. If you give as good as you get, and it's all right, fair dues. You don't hold any grudges. You don't miss everyone else. Yeah, north or south of the border, you just as good a chance of it. The only real difference is what currency you have to pay for and how much you pay for your beer. Yeah. Now, see, all words have to be taken in context and relevance to those who are saying them. Now, I do not wish to be rude to Ali, but I'm going to make an assumption that she is north of the age of 29. If that is the case, Ali's version of gentle may well be what some would classify as let's say a light mugging. All right, you get to keep your wallet because they didn't search for it, but you lost a tooth. So a light mugging. You see, fiery redhead. There you go. So, as I said, gentle is relative. There's been many other things. I would expect if you were to say gentle in a BDSM parlor, it means that they use the normal paddle, not the one with nails. Still not something I want to be doing, to be quite honest. So, yeah, gentle. Thank you for being more gentle, as I do prefer to keep my limbs intact. Thank you very much. EB, you don't catch my streams often, man, do you? Yeah, Ali, I've got to say a lot of it is Ali because she chats more than most other people. Although it's not just Ali. Nick sent me off on quite a few tangents. Kirsty, Mandy has sent me off. They managed to make an entire Instagram group out of a tangent. God knows how that one happened. But yeah, that random stuff, you get it. We'll see. There you go. Just stick me on in the background and you get to find out the craziness. Essentially, these streams are a small portal into my mind if somebody can trigger me onto a small little path. So, yeah. Ali mentions something, or Angie mentions something, or Nick mentions something, or Saf mentions something, and off I go. And for a while, I'll kind of stay-ish on topic, and then I'll think about it in my, well, essentially, yeah, it goes through my head, and, well, you've heard what comes out. Yeah, see, I'm not arguing with Ali. I'm not arguing with Ali. Ali's got me by something that's very, 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 very important, and I like black paint. Ali bought me black paint. I use a lot of black paint. I like Ali. Ali stopped me buying black paint for at least a year. Awesome. And not only that, if I keep saying that I'm on Ali and keep being nice to Ali, then yeah, she doesn't jump over the thingy and come get me. And it's not that I'll be impossible for Ali to find, because yes, she has access to my personal face. But I didn't think some of this through, did I? Sorry, Al, I'm making you out like you're a psychopath. You know, you're an absolutely wonderful person. You support many YouTubers way far beyond any of us deserve, and thank you very much from all of us, even though they're not here. Thank you very much. You do. But yeah, I'm still not pissing you off. I'll let somebody else brave enough to try that. Try that. Nick, you should try it. You try. if we could start and no, you see, because of how it's written, everyone will just assume it's Muhammad. And in fact, that's awesome. Good evening. Good evening, or how you're late this evening. Are you all right? She is. She is. I see. Adam, so thank you. See, Ali says my fucking ass all the time because I am useless with most people's names. Evening, Adam. Sorry for forgetting again. I am. Sorry, but thank you for coming. You're right. You are a bit later than usual, though. You're all right. Okay, so that's pretty much that side done. Last one on this middle-sized piece. No, I did try to texture it, but fucked up on some of them, and didn't leave any dents at all. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. A couple of clean bricks here and there are okay, but I would have preferred. No worries, man. No worries. This is when I'm not looking forward to the editing thing, and if I do get into it, then I get lost. I know I'm going to get lost in it. Then good luck. Good luck, and I'll be sure to check it out myself. And if I'm not already a subscriber, which I think I am, I'm pretty sure I am. But my hands are busy and I've taken enough left turns already. I don't want to go wandering into Kirsty's territory and go into YouTube because you'll never get me back again. And if not, I'll get, and I can't find it, I'll get the RDA to make sure that I am very promptly. In fact, any RDA members here, please post a link to Adam's channel, which I'm sure has already been done 6,000 times. But please do it again if you could, please, if you would. And anyone wondering what that fuck the RDA is, tough. Happy potato for those who know. Sorry, happy fucking potato for those who know. You gotta keep it right. Not necessarily. I don't mind a good coffee, and if I can learn something about it, then I'm not against it. Although, true, I'm drinking tea. I do like a good coffee. We're okay. We're okay. I have various problems. Anyone who watches just automatically knows it. That guy's got some issues. But aside from day-to-day stuff, which is pretty much normal, yeah, we're all right. Not looking forward to having them all off for a week though. Half term sucks, especially this one. They've got another 6 weeks in, and then they're off for a fucking month and a half. But I'll deal with that shit when I come to it. Hopefully it'll be warmer and we can get them out of the house. At the moment, it should be pissing down all the time. Oh, that hurt my leg. Way more than it should have. I need to find a much more comfortable position to sit into. And do not start meowing at me, cat. I've got a headphone set on and you've been fed already today. She's not here. She's gone up to bed. Go get her. And cat's coming looking for the missus. And she's not here. Yeah, just thinking 30 minutes is long. I watch essentially anime recap videos or manga recap videos and summary videos. And some of them can reach like 13, 14 hours long. So sometimes it's like 4 days to get through the video. So you'll be surprised at the length of videos I can watch. I certainly was when I started watching them, put it that way. Right. So I have now painted in the bricks on the building. I have also dry brushed the outer sides because I'm not sure what I'm doing with the two barrels. Yeah, 14 hours long is quite an easy one. You can get them for like 10, 15 minutes. You can get them from an hour. You can get them 4 hours. And yeah, you get them some really, really long ones. It's just ridiculous. And yeah, sitting watching those is just stupid. I know. What was this doing? Oh, yes. Right, so dry brush this bit, but I want to save off the barrels for later. So, because I've not pulled out the silver. And there was like one of them to at least be silver. Same with the pipe on. Dickheads just dropped the top. Same with the pipe on the outside. I would also like that to be silver as well. So I'm going to put off painting those 3 things specifically for this one. Oh, cool. See, I do like coffee, and although I might not be buying the coffee that you're actually doing, being able to now, I'll be able to walk into somewhere and actually understand what the fuck's written on the damn things makes a big difference. It's like wine, it's like anything else that you buy. If you have no idea what's the difference between Sauvignon Blanc and Chardonnay, or if someone says they want a rosé and you come back with a bottle of red because you said roses are red, you can, the more you know, the more you can tell the difference between a Prosecco or Champagne or Chianti from Pinot Grigio. I don't know. See, I'm not that well versed, but I know quite a few. Yeah, so back to this. I'm not working on these bit areas now, but now I do have to dry brush this. Now, the other one I filled in the floor. So it had a textured flooring on it. I was tempted to try and card it out like this and kind of add it in afterwards, maybe with the other ones that I'd already pre-done. But I'm not sure how well they'll work. That one might work well if I was to cut it round the little, let's take this off, the little command port, which is also not on the other one. Don't forget this, because this one's been blown this way. This little port's managed to survive. And rather than being, oh, cool. There you go. Boom. You have either channel name or repeated weekly name for what the segment's going to be called. They're not silver, they're pretty much white and grey. Since they're cobblestone streets. To be played for Dungeons and Dragons tiles. I just so happen to have a few that haven't been painted in yet, so I could glue them in and, well, paint them to match and suit and glue them in if I wish to, or redo that and actually not fuck up the parquet flooring. That might be a good idea for a change. And because I do ideally want to keep the actual tiles because they're useful for playing D&D. If we're gonna get fucking game again. Did I say that out loud? Sorry. But I'm going to get given 5k before I get another game of D&D. So I'm not sure how to fill it in. Last time, I believe I used a foam undercore sheeting. But I'm not sure if to do that or not this time. So what again, that'll become another video of going, okay, let's make them glue in the floor for this section and possibly this section. That's making it a little difficult. Sorry, move it forward. That's making it a little difficult. So hey ho. We learn as we go. We learn as we go, and that's the whole point. So back to the dry brushing. Now that we've painted green and brown bricks, ivory, splodging a semi-line thing, and hopefully it's going to do the floors. Do I dry brush that thing first? No, I don't want to do the T-bar flooring on this one. I may end up using some of the basing textures that you sent me, though, but I've got a feeling a lot of those basing textures are going to be used when I use these on the future project to make the Tyranid specific terrain. That moss is hopefully gonna give me a brain effect. It's not. I actually haven't thought about that. I mean, it costs book of tea bag costs nearly a $5 to go. So cover a board, and it's probably going to cost me about 25 quid. But if I was just using bits and using like because the Tyranids I've got it on, I might use it for the small Tyranid sections and do the bases like that. Yeah, ask Nick about that. I've had an Amazon wish list, but that's about as far as I'm willing to go at the point that I'm at. It's like fucking begging enough for some fucker with barely 100 subscribers, and it's like I feel cheeky just having that up. I mean, I really feel cheeky having that up, but it's up there now, and fuck it, leave it. Thank you very much, Ali, by the way, because you have sent me stuff in there. Thank you. So those who are wondering how an Amazon wish list works, whoever purchases from it doesn't get access to your address, but the item gets sent to you and they just purchase it as though they was purchasing the item themselves from Amazon. So now, give that another test on the bit that I'm going to chop off. It depends on your channel. I would say it depends more on your channel, because there are much smaller channels that get sent free stuff from their subscribers and ask for stuff from their subscribers, but it's because their subscriber base is so niche and they can get away with it. And it's not necessarily so much as what you ask for. You've got to it's got to be a trade-off. It's got to be a trade-off. If they're sending stuff like Ali has sent me the white primer and the black paint and the base material, as I said, the base material, that's probably going to be what I use mostly for my Space Marines because of the variants that I get for it. So I'll get some gravel, I get some grass, I get some underfoliage, I get some snowy, so I can space all that out evenly enough. The tea bag will probably get used just exclusive for the Tyranids because that's what they're all based in. The only Space Marines that I'll get the Tyranid base in are those that are ones with Tyranids on the base. So, as I said, even though it's something small, Ali's going to hopefully appreciate the videos that I go where I am specifically using the product that she has sent me, which is how I believe it should work. So if you can ask at pretty much any point you wish, providing you believe you can give something back for what you're asking for. That's my opinion. Nick's saying 100,000 to 1,000,000. Nick's probably right more than me, in fairness. But I'm more thinking, what is it you're asking for? If you're asking for free stuff, what free stuff is it you're asking for? See, I tried to keep everything on my wish list to a very minimal price range. He does that by providing entertainment to his viewers. He provides enough entertainment that the buy me a brain cell, buy me a coffee, buy me a give me money for something you're never gonna physically see. It's an entertainment value for them, or there'll be a goal in mind. So the buy me a brain cell is quite possibly a pun on something that on some of his viewers. Whereas it's not buying him a brain cell, it's actually an almost joke on them to spend the money. I don't know. There are channels that I know of that they just throw money at him, and although they like him and they enjoy his banter and the information that he's providing on a live stream, they'll just hell abuse it through paid things. So they'll use the highlight my message, here's £5 thing to call him a wanker or a twat or and bypass it and get it read out to him. So there are some people that use it like that. So in his case, it will be a trade, and those people are either being very fooled on that trade because they are losing out on money. Or they're providing an entertainment service to the people that are doing it, which is again what I hope I'll be providing eventually. I do intend to be using Ali, don't you worry. On the basic materials, the 2 paints that Ali sent me are essentially base level. I used them on every project that you have seen black paint on, including this one. The white was thrown in with the initial Mod Podge set as I went over this set because I didn't want to use it all up because I didn't have much black left on this one, and just went over that with black paint, knowing that that's not going to melt, and it didn't really need. It just needed sealing because of the what's it called? The filler. Now you see that again. Another thing with the Amazon, they don't get my address. I think although there are people who have my address, that is kept to a very minimum. And I mean a ridiculous minimum. And there is always a reason for them to have it. Even Spencer coming over soon does not actually have my address. He has contacted me, but he doesn't have my address. No, I'm aware he will have some people's addresses that he's coming to visit while he's over here. And fair play to them, letting them into their homes and giving them somewhere to shelter is a respectable thing to do. However, I'm an overly paranoid Mancunian with a family. And yeah, I have axes and swords and knives, and it's just not worth it. Because he'll probably want a drink. And I'm a cunt when I drink. In fairness, I hope he has a good time when he. Well, the Liam shows him Manchester, so I'm meeting up with him because he's going to be here that day. So while he's in Manchester, I'll meet up in town centre with you. So yeah, I intend to go meet him, have a chat, meet up, have a drink, show him a few places around Manchester if he's got the time. Maybe show him a few things that he wouldn't have necessarily gone to check out if he was coming as a tourist. Heck, even a couple of things. He's doing a vlog, and maybe a couple of things might appear on the vlog. Then I do not know, but I do know it's probably going to cost me about £15 for 2 pints in the Shakespeare. So it's going to cost me. I hate City Centre. Oh, it'll be an experience for him. I think poor Paul Spencer is maybe a little bit too timid to genuinely meet me. I think I'm going to have to be on my ridiculously best behavior, just not to make him think I hate him. I don't. It's just the way it comes out of my mouth. Sorry. Ah, shit. See? It just comes out of my mouth naturally. That's going to be the problem. I think he'll be all right. But yeah. I hope he's got a skin. I hope he's got a rhino skin. Because I already know what my first words to him are going to be when I see him actually in person. Is you're like a dickhead. And we'll see where the conversation goes from there. I mean, I am greeting him for Manchester after all, and there is not much more of a Manchester greeting than yeah, dickhead. Oh, dry brushing certainly does take a lot of time, doesn't it? It certainly does take a very, very, very long time. You have a good night, Adam. Thank you very much for joining me, man. And yes, RDA members, post Adam's link, please. And those of you who are, for instance, Kirsty, if you're in, please post the link to Adam's channel in, or anyone else's channel, for that matter. If you are a moderator and you have a channel, please post it. And if you know of Adam's, then please post that also. Nean's is busy. See, that is the one. That's why I love dry brushing. It is. it's a stage that just makes everything go from right, okay, it looks painted to okay, now I can see the little bits that were well then bits always there. Like, yep. It just took a tiny bit of paint just to just catch the edge and take the flat tone. And I mean that's a bit heavy. I've lost a lot of the green and the brown in there. Thank you very much, EB Euro. I always forget you are actually an RDA member. Yeah, happy fucking potato. Although I believe you got invited in by more force than anything else. It's like shit, dude. I've created a room and I don't know the fuss going on. I need moderators. Join it quick. They'll listen to you. They know you're a YouTuber. Well, I hope they'll listen to you. They know you're a YouTuber. Get Dan as well. And that's pretty much how that one went. Like shit. Fuck what I've created. And look, I've let them loose. Okay. That's that flow down. That is not bad. That is not bad. Yeah. That is a great little analogy to describe the effect that it does. It does. It just has a little almost chalk little finish for all the stones, so you can see the bricks rather than it just looking like a kind of wobbly flat mess. So it just adds that little bit more. As when I was painting in the brown and the green, I said I wanted to go for the cartoon wall effect. This kind of emphasizes that effect without giving everything that big, thick cell shaded look. So it doesn't have the big, thick outline look. Everything's still kind of blended into one thing, but you can still see each things. Yeah, essentially, once I've dry brushed it, it brings all the tones in together. So the dark black, the bright green, the kind of mid-tone brown, once you've dry brushed it, it just kind of brings them all together so they look like they belong on the same place. It also does well. The weathering comes from the placement of the bricks and the actual structure itself. And what you can do is you can not only melt it with spray, as I found out, but if you get either crumpled up tinfoil or a particularly bumpy rock and press it in and knead it over it, it'll add indentations into it. So there's probably one of the better examples, as you can see, where I've gone over it with a rock. Whereas some of the areas, I know there are some quite clean stuff. There you go. There are some quite clean ones there, which I've missed, which doesn't quite have the same effect on see. So between the two, you can see quite a large difference between the ones that I've missed with the rock because of, well, the hardboard being in the way and I couldn't get it in because the rock was a little large, to those that I've actually textured. It does add. That's how you add the weathering before you dry brush it. The dry brush is just what brings it out afterwards. so many stages. There really is. There's so many stages. And crumpling up so much tinfoil and having it throwing away in like weird shapes. Gets you odd looks from the neighbours sometimes. Bear that in mind. Tinfoil that's not just being cooked with and crumpled up can get you odd looks. Oh, it is part of the point of doing like this is to add the variances where I think they're going to be most noticed, really. So I'm certainly going to get the console in there because I actually want that quite a heavy driver so that it can run a speed paint over it, and hopefully that'll be quite quick, easy. I can just have that done. I might have to paint some of the individual panels in because I mean some of this stuff within there, can I get it to focus in on? Come on, focus in on this. Because I mean that's got quite a lot of detail. Is one. Can I get something to point with, please, people? Something to pointy stick. Perfect. So there's already 1, 2 screens, panel of buttons. I mean, if I can bring it up closer. 2 gauges. A speaker there actually above. And another gauge there, number panels, tanks. There's a lot of little things there. There's even a split in half skull. Essentially, the giant generators that I painted way back in some of the early models and musings. There's a tiny version of those there. So there is still quite a lot of detail as to be put into small parts of this, hopefully to draw the eye, whereas the gravel and the blowing in building, your eyes drawn more to the floor, and the small sections, this is drawn to some little pieces scattered around, leaving this mostly open, but I'm still not happy about that. I'm not sure what to do with it. Tonight did not go as planned. I could leave it as it is, but there's certain parts that I will want to paint anyway, because the skull's split in half and it represents the Mechanicum, which is the machine cult that maintains all the Imperium, all the humans' machinery and manufacturing capabilities. They do generally use a two-tone method, so one side may be silver and one side may be brass or gold. As the building destroyed, obviously I could get away with not painting the panels lit, but I still want the glass over it. So possibly painting a dark metal underneath and then a green speed paint just to tint it, so it shows it as a green glass as opposed to being lit. Or do something similar to there. The buttons again, I could just give it a dry brush silver just to bring it out a little bit more and not make it look white and have the monochrome look. It has more of a shine to it, but still essentially looking like that, just brighter and silver, which is what I need to do for the outside pipe on this level also. So that I could do, I'm going to paint Montag brown and then dry brush it silver so it looks kind of rusty. Now, what I could do is something similar with the barrels. Let's move it up. If I need more space, and with the two barrels, I can do the same thing. Do Montfang brown first, and then dry brush over them with silver. I could possibly paint small speckles in with some kind of, well, with colour essentially, either green, blue, reds, yellows, multicolors, should I wish. There are small emblems on them that I could do gold, which are the Aquilas, which these guys have on their chest. So the gold, well, I can never use. So this little symbol here, which is on their chest, is actually also on the barrels here, and similar ones. Well, similar ones anyway. No, I could use it, but I don't, because it's right. It's definitely not acrylic then. The hell's this made? I keep forgetting what it's made out of. It's definitely not acrylic then. I've used clear nail varnish as sealant for transfers, and I would use it as a varnish if I wanted something to be quite shiny. But no, I wouldn't use nail varnish as a paint generally. It should tell me what this is. It's water-based something or other, and I can't remember. It's water-based, so you probably possibly just fucking poster paint for all I know. I am dumb, remember. It's probably just in odd-coloured poster paint for all I know. Could be. Okay, so where am I up to? I have dry brushed the cow pat, so it doesn't look like a dry pat. No, I'm not stupid. I'm dumb. I'm just not stupid. I have this discussion quite. I know I'm not stupid, but I also know I'm dumb. If I wasn't dumb, I wouldn't bang my head as much as I do on the door frame. And I don't mean the top of the door frame, I mean the left and the right. I bang my head a lot. I'm dumb. I know that. I'm just not stupid. This is all thinking. I'm smart enough to know that. I think, yeah, the very fact that I know that I'm smart enough to go, I don't know, makes me not stupid. Doesn't stop me being dumb, though. It's two very different things. Everyone's dumb. See, yeah, everyone's dumb. We're just not all stupid. But the stupid people can't tell the difference. And that's just like, for God's sake. And that's what makes us more intelligent than them. See? Can you tell the difference between dumb and stupid? No. Right. You're stupid and dumb. What? You're just stupid and dumb because you can't tell the difference. If you could tell the difference, you'd just be dumb. God, I have a way. Wow, that is one hell of a way to lose every single viewer that you've got to say that you're all dumb. Some of you might have just realized that you're stupid and I've just called you. That is a very quick way. I'm not saying my viewers are stupid in any way, shape, or form. That is not for me to say. That is for you to come to as a revelation of your own and to resolve. Stupid people can become not stupid very quickly. And all it takes is oh shit, yeah, he's right. Oh yeah. No, actually, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. And that's it. That's what takes as a revelation. See, ultimately, it went from 1 and went to 4, and then it's gone to 3, and it's now. Don't trust the number that StreamYard tells you is in whichever corner of the screen that you're looking at, because it lies. Computers lie and cheat as well. And don't let people tell you otherwise. I was playing driving game the other day. Not the other day? No, the other week. And I had a huge lead. And there was no chance he was catching me. But all of a sudden, 3 cars were right up my ass, robbing me off the road. It's like, you cheated to put it there. So yeah, computers lie and computers cheat. AI was real, active in the 90s. I know that because playing computer games, little fuckers, as soon as they got online, they got worse. And little fuckers cheat to win. It's either that or it's extremely bad programming because they can't actually program it to be defined to a level because you put so much fucking time and effort into what the damn thing looks like and not on how much it plays. And I know that sounds ironic because the guy who sat here and just took a basic fucking ruin scene and spent about 24 hours making it look completely different to what it looked like and putting all the work into the aesthetics, but that's different. I need this for immersion. A computer game should just have a good story or good performance. God damn, I've got a high horse when I want one, haven't I? Fuck me. Who's kicking me down a peg or two? Come on. None of yous? Shit bags. Come on, do it. That was a very high horse I just took and you deserve a knocking down or two. If not, I'm going to end up starting picking on Mick T for being a Leeds fan, and that's just not a good idea. Don't make me do it. He's going to ask for the link and come up here and call me all sorts of bad things and get me banned. I mean, if you want me banned, go for it. What? I don't know. You're supposed to be paying attention, not me. I'm too busy trying to paint stuff. Brain work, mouth work don't necessarily work together. If cans are work together, that'd be awesome. Yeah, kill that Deathclaw, rip it off and stick it up his ass. Fucking come near me, fucker. Have you got the mute on with the super minigun yet? Yeah, that mutant companion with the super minigun kicks ass. Just sits there and yeah, mows him down. Sitting there with a bad boy nuke launch and can blow the fuckers to bits. Yeah, woo! I don't pay you. True. I don't pay enough to listen to random rambles. Shit, I don't pay me enough to listen to random rambles. That's why we don't know what the fuck I'm talking about half the time. I mean, the problem is if I don't listen to these back, so I never actually get to listen to them. There might be some absolute comedy gold or some short genius bits in there. I just never get to go back and look at it. For all I know, Kirsty's listening in now, thinking, that's awesome. I can make an entire channel off Laz, get more subs than Laz, and make a profit off it. In which case, fuck around on some of the profits. Or at least acknowledgement and send it to me so I can actually subscribe to it as well. So a very light dry brush on there just to stop it looking quite as plain on the inside as I layer it up. Now the top layer does have some streaks on it, so it looks kind of like something's been across there. It's just 3 floors, same as the other one. So I'll go get the other one. And I don't think I can actually fit them both on my desk at the moment. Where's the lid for this? It doesn't matter, but it can go up there safely, which is a good thing. So I shall go get the other one because it has been cut down to size, so it actually fits onto the largest hill. Oh yeah. The Mrs. Beard is certainly a connoisseur when it comes to swearing and cursing, shall we say? Oh yeah, yes she is. Yes she is. Right, give me a moment. I'm going to get the other ruins, so I can then put them side by side and see what they look like. See if they're all right. Back in a moment. That shit. Oh my knee. I don't know. Yeah, you can hear it all. Let's see even though I've not got my headphones on. Getting old shit. Okay, so move Mr. Dragster over there for a moment. Sit my bony ass down. Okay. See, she makes up her own curse words, and that's part of what makes it so quite. You can't help but just either put your head in your hands or burst out laughing because it is literally that kind of spontaneity that's just catches you off guard. So we have the first ruin, which, as I said, I've cut down the base so it now fits onto the top thingy. And aha, I've already spotted a difference. For the keen-eyed viewer among you, you would have spotted it as well. So if I just take the top 2 layers so I can. There is a lighter grey and a heavier dry brush on this one. So a lighter grey on this one and a heavier dry brush on this one. Okie dokie. But they are 2 different styles of buildings. This one is crap. Not as technologically obvious. There are no panels, there are no computer terminals, there are no pipe works. So it's not as obvious that it is as technologically along as this, which is more set out as a broken area. So the smaller ruin, the only real playable area is this floor and this floor, which is not very much at all when you're putting, let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, I can get him on there. Where's another one? 3. There's got to be some more. It's a 5-man unit. Where's the other 2? It's a 5-man unit and 2 missing. That's not good. It's taking the piss as well. And there's the other one. Okay. So yeah, I'm easily fitting a 10-man squad of Space Marines in there because I could easily get another 5. Okay, let's put them 2 there to mark off where And yeah, easily get another 5 within that. So it can take a 10-man unit of Space Marines. However, it's not going to take a 10-man unit of. Actually, it might. It'll just about take a 10-man unit to terminate everything. Let's find out. So obviously, not all the emphasis is on the terrain that they're playing on. The models as well need to be able to stand out and look good, which is why they have blue and red and stuff. You same size base? Yeah, you're same size base. So as long as 10 of you can go in, that's fine. To put you up there because you are actually going to be the leader of the Space Marine group that will be playing against the Tyranids. Pardon me. Well, that's more Terminators. So let's see, I have to fit 11. You go back up there a bit. You can go there. You can go there. You can go there. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a full 10-man squad in. Or if I do, it's going to be very... No, because his base won't go. It's overlapping. You can't do that. I can get him on there. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I don't think the last Terminator's going on, you know. I don't think the last Terminator's... I mean, I could put him in there so it could just about take a 10-man Terminator squad, leaving one guy on the ground floor. But that's close doing. I mean, that was tough to get them all within unit coherency and on the same ruin. Whereas with this one, I could easily get all them on the bottom floor without a problem, and probably still get the other 5-man squad and get another 10-man squad on there, and possibly a small 3-man squad up here as well. This one should be able to take a lot more models, even just on the ground floor. So if we there's another Terminator somewhere. I know that much. So just to throw the 10 Terminators in. Let's put them outside because they're supposed to be doing fighting. And we've got to keep them a certain distance to each other. If we were playing the game, do it properly. That's the whole point of doing this, is to test can it be done. Make sure I've made it to the right bloody size and I don't have to go back and easily. So there's an 11-man squad of quite large bases as well. Yeah. So yeah, it still works having large bases. I'll say librarian who was trying to a captain in there as well, which is even a larger base. Yeah, you're moving around a bit to take into account. The captain's going to have to go outside because he's got this big bloody gold thing on his head and he's done on a stupid, ridiculous base. So he's going to have to go outside. But you can go like that, and then everyone else can go inside because the floor can still go on top then. So, okay, a 12-man large base unit can fit on the bottom, so it can easily take another 20-man unit if it was to be the smaller turrets. The little gaunts could fit well within there easily enough. Now, on this floor, the barbed gaunts are on the Terminator size bases. So the barbed gaunts are on there. Can I get 5 of those? 3, 4. Well, I've already proved it on that one, haven't I? Yes, you can. You can get 5 of those in there. So barbed gaunts can go in easily enough. But for the entire terrain piece to take, to be quite honest, this many models, I'm a little bit surprised. I didn't think it would be a potentially 30 model terrain piece. Oh, easily. It is definitely a 30 model terrain piece, maybe even more. Do I have any other bases to hand? Just to see how it caps out, really. It's making me a bit curious. Like, this is a lot of bases. A lot of marine. Now, I have no more 32 mil marines. I do have 28 mil marines, but I don't particularly wish to use those. No more on that scale to hand. That's a shame. That is a shame. I mean, I could stick a shock drum dragster in it, but that's not quite the same. So, productive evening. Productive evening. It's been a 2-hour stream. I've managed to at least get the ruins to a point where I can now look at it and go, oh, okay, right now I need to start that shit out, because I couldn't see that shit properly in the first place until I dry brushed it and painted it all up and got it to what is now. I should be able to, I hope. If I can do that. Can I get that to the point where I can... No, everything's going to fall over. No. I tried to get a half-decent shot of this, but it doesn't seem to be happening. I think even if I was try from that type of angle, I don't think it would work. But that's the idea, to have two of those type of buildings as large pieces, because obviously, oh, I forgot my camera's in the other direction. I'm an idiot. So these two high points are big enough to hide, or at least obscure, the two big bugs, which is useful, especially from Mrs. Lance, who's playing the bugs. And as you can see, it is also useful for me to hide. Well, I believe apart from him, everything there is being taken. I think there's only 5 Terminators. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they can go bye-bye as well. However, everything else there is being taken. Including the librarian, which, as I said, is the guy who's leading it. I could video it. What I might do is... essentially that's what I've been doing. All these live streams is a step-by-step how I've made everything. I don't do very much off camera unless I've already done it on camera. Welcome back, Kirsty. Thank you very much for joining us again. God knows where we're going to end up now. Yeah, that's essentially what model musings have been for the past, what are we on now? We're on 51. We're on 50. Jesus, we're on 51. Fuck yeah. Yeah, we're on 51. Which is essentially my slow progress of going through my entire Space Marine army. My D&D models, my all my terrain. The only thing I've not really done is my stomper, but I'm not feeling up to doing that. Oh, right, just do a small section for. I could. I'm not. I don't. I'm not sure on my video skills or my filming skills or my video editing skills. I'm not very confident with my editing skills. My filming skills I'm a little more confident in, but yeah, not entirely. So I'll consider it, but pictures definitely I'll be popping them up on Instagram, and I'll put them in the Discord as well. I might even dig some Tyranids out and kind of do a mini scene if I can, almost some small diorama. What was I saying again? I can't remember now. No, a good idea is a good idea, and I like doing things like that. So yeah, and if you like seeing it, then awesome. Well, I'll put it there for you if you want to see it. I'll put it out. So that's the problem with a lot of things. I don't know what to put out, so I don't know what people want to see. So if you're interested, yeah, awesome. I'll put it out there. So what? I've completely lost my train of thought. I've completely lost. Right, what was it up to? Where was I? I'm gonna have to go back through the chat a minute and see if it jogs my memory. No, it's not. Me and Shorts do not get along. Me and Shorts don't get along. I've got to speak to Captain about Shorts. If we're going to do Shorts, we're going to talk to Captain. He knows how to do Shorts. But that means I've got to download these videos, and this is a 2-hour video, and it's probably going to be fucking huge. I'm just easily distracted. That's all it is, Alan. Right. So anyway, yeah, I've got to finish off what's going to be taken against the Tyranids. Get all the terrain together and actually mark out a board and lay it out so I know it fits. And then once I know I can get it to fit and it's enough, what I might do is, then go through. Problem is going through, I can't go through everything that I've got because it's so fucking much. I do need to sell a lot of my older models that I don't use. I don't bother using anymore. I don't put them in armies. I don't tend to need them. Exactly. Then shorts are a dangerous thing. You can get subs, but no real watch time, especially off a live channel where you kind of need the actual watch time as opposed to the shorts watch time. I mean, the shorts watch time's great, but you've got to constantly put new shorts out, and you've got to play that as the algorithm. And I don't want to chase the shorts algorithm. This isn't a job for me, and the shorts would make it that. And I don't want to lose what I have at the moment with it, because what I have at the moment I enjoy. The people that come in, I feel comfortable talking in front of, and I can talk to. I can be me. The tangents that I've gone off with, I mean, I've used some pretty offensive language tonight, gone some weird tangents. I've even insulted some of you to a certain degree, and it's not because I dislike you. It's actually coming from a warm, loving place, you cunts. So, yeah, I don't want to. I don't want a falseness to it. It's like buying subscribers. I don't want to buy a subscriber. What's the point? You're not benefiting from it, which is why I'd much rather my channel grow slowly and naturally. from people finding me and thinking, do you want to know something? He's a wanker, but he's all right. And then we're all right. Everyone knows where we're on. Everyone knows where everyone else stands. There is no arguing. There is no confusion. Boom. Everybody. I call everybody dumb, remember? See, and that's why I like the community and the people that come to watch me, because they know how to take it. They know how to take the words that come out of my mouth, even though I sound like a complete twat as I'm saying them. They know it's not me going, "You're a fucking wanky." It's not that. It's yeah, fucking bunch of knobheads. What have I done? And they even call me dickhead, asshole, twat more than anyone else when I do stuff. About half of those things are more directed at me than anyone else. I'm quite harsh on myself sometimes. Okay, why did that move at such the wrong moment? Exactly. For short watch hours, you need ridiculous amount of time for that to count, and you don't get long form subscribers from shorts, or very few long form subscribers from shorts. I don't think I've ever subscribed to a channel from shorts. Put it that way. But that's because I prefer long form videos, not shorts. Right. I'm going to give this one another dry brush over because, as I said, it is not as heavy as the other one. So I'm just going to try and change that a little so that it's got a few of the harder edges. Because as I said, the whole point of the dry brushing is so you can keep things toned together. If you do one bit more than the other, then you've kind of got to try and resolve it. If you wanted to go the other way, you would use a wash as opposed to dry brush. But in this case, I'm just going to dry brush more because I prefer the effect that it's got. And as rightly pointed out, it's weathered. And it's going to be more of a contrast then against the moss, which is a much more new addition to the building. I should help the top floor stand out a bit more. I do have to refill in some of the parts where the filler is smudged and cracked a bit while it's been sat in the kitchen on that table with the shock jump dragster on it, which is there in case you was wondering what's the biggest size base I can fit onto. Well, that one. Essentially, yeah, it is a form of endearment and love, especially it's something that non people not from the British Isles do not generally understand. But yeah, that's the biggest size base I could actually fit on that thing. It's a bloody car. Thank you very much, Annie. Well, yeah, see. Right. But with that, though, I'm pretty much done for this evening. I don't like to go too long because I'm a nicotine addict and I want to go smoke. I don't advocate it to anyone. Please, if you're not a smoker already, don't fucking start. It's expensive and it hurts later on. But for now, I need to plan in the console, the barrels, and whether or not I'm actually going to moss the second building. I'm probably going to, in fairness. I have this distinct problem about that one, Ali. I kind of can't be anyone else. And it's not, I don't mean that in a pedantic, well, I've got to be me kind of way. I mean, to my own detriment, I can't be anyone else. And it can get me in trouble. I'm glad I found Mrs. Laz because she now stops me from getting in trouble because she knows I'm me and stops it before it happens. And yes, I believe Ali has just completely covered the list for me there. We did have, I believe, a new. Yes, we also had Kit Bash Carnage here also this evening, who I would like to thank to join us, as well as I think Lee came in as well. We had Nick, we had Adam, and yes, Kirsty, Mick T, JV, EB, Angie, and Ali. All of you, thank you very much for joining me. Anyone in the future, please leave a comment so I can thank you as well. And well, this is pretty much it, really. Other than that, yeah. Drive safe, everyone, and see you again.